Yo, what's up, everybody? What happening? It's your boy, Sega Man, back here with another quick video. I want to go through this video here real quick of some physical collection of OG Xbox games to collect for, and you can play on your Xbox One X. You know what I mean? So let's get started and check some out real quick. So the first one we got here is Armed and Dangerous. Great game to own, back and pat, to play on your Xbox One X in 4K. Beautiful graphics, man. Pretty awesome game. You know what I'm saying? You could probably pick this up pretty cheap. You know what I mean? Probably like $10. You know what I mean? The next one we got here, which is a really good game, and I wish they would bring this game back. I really wish they would bring this game back for the next gen consoles. And I believe it was Xbox mascot in the OG days, and they should have just kept him as a mascot and made more games with him in it. I own 1 and 2, and that is Blinks the Tie Sweeper. You know what I mean? Only on Xbox. It was made by Microsoft Studios. This was a great game, man. It would just be awesome if they could bring these back. You know what I mean? So another great one to pick up, and you could probably find this pretty cheap, maybe like $5-10. You know what I mean? Something like that. But it's a really good game to own if you want to collect physically for OG. Check out and try to find Blinks the Time Sweeper, man. It's a great game. This one is a little bit more expensive. My friend actually sold it to me for $5 a long time ago because he wanted to sell his collection of OG Xbox games so he can get a 360. But this was part of it when I got this game off of him. And this is Star Wars Knight of the Old Republic. It looks awesome in 4K. You know what I mean? It looks stunning. It's just amazing what Microsoft Xbox can do that these guys that can do out here when they port and do these games on these systems, man. It's just unbelievable what they can do in back and pat. Xbox is the king of back and compatibility, man, when it comes to gaming. They just are. You know what I mean? They are the kings. But this is a great game to own, guys. If you're into Star Wars and you can find this cheap, you probably can't find it too cheap today. It's probably like $30 right now. You know what I mean? $30-$40. When I went to my exchange, I seen it for $40. You know what I mean? But it's a good one to own if you want to collect, OG. Now, this is another good one. Found this cheap. Splinter Cell, Pandora's Tomorrow. You could probably find that for like $5. You know what I'm saying? You can also get them, like digitally, on your Xbox. But you know what I mean? I'm a collector, so I like to own a physical collection of these games. But this is another great game. It looks good. Gameplay, graphics look really crisp and clear on the Xbox One X. It's another great game to own for your OG Xbox collection. Also, we have the first Splinter Cell. Another one that's back and pat on here. You know what I'm saying? And this also looks good. They did a very well. They did a great job with putting this on the X. Graphics look good. Lighting's pretty awesome in this. You can probably find this like $2-3. Depends on where you live, man, I think. Or if you go to a mom and pop store or flea market, Goodwill. Sometimes you can find these in there for $2-3. You need to scoop them up. If you have an Xbox One, scoop them up. You know what I mean? Yeah, even if you don't want to collect and buy an OG Xbox, and you have an Xbox One, you can play some OG Xbox games on there, man. You can't beat it. You know what I mean? You just cannot beat it. So check it out. The last one here is one of the really good ones on here is the Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. I got that at Cash and Culture. Really good. Yeah, I paid $6 for it. You know what I'm saying? You can find these cheap. Just go out there and you have to go out there and hunt for them. But it's another great one to add to your back and pat collection of OG Xbox games. Another great game, guys, to play with your family and your friends. You know what I mean? Great game still today. It still holds up today, man. It would be good to see a version of this on the Xbox One X. It is Fusion Frenzy. Another great game that's back and pat. Man, I had so much fun with this back in the day. You know, me and my wife would play this all the time, man. We had so much fun. You know, her friend would come over. You know, she would come over. You know, sometime play this with us back in the day. You know, Laura would come over and play this. We just had a lot of fun with Fusion Frenzy, man, and it just looks so good. You know, on the Xbox One X, man. So, and you could probably find that fairly cheap, maybe like $5. You know what I mean? $5. You know, that ain't much. Another great game that was only on Xbox. It's great to also own, in my opinion. This is the limited edition of Jade Empire that comes with a DVD in it with a developer's interview, you know, from G4. Another great game to own, man. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. He did a great job also with Jade Empire. It's another great game to own and play on your X. You know, I mean, you would really enjoy this game if you're into beautiful, like just like beautiful graphics. They did a great job on it. You know, Microsoft Studio, BioWare. It's just an awesome game. You can find that fairly cheap, I believe. So pick it up or download it digitally. Jade Empire. This game here was I got at my local thrift store. I think it was $1.75 or $2.75, and that is Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. That's another great game to own on there. You know, a lot of the Indiana Jones are really good games, and I mean the movies were great also. You know, they were part of my childhood. The movies, you know, Indiana Jones. You know, with the little Oriental dude on there. What do you used to say? Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones, or something like that. But it was a great game, and the movies are also awesome. So you could probably pick that up for a couple of dollars. You have to check that out. Now the next one we got here is by Namco Breakdown, only on the Xbox. It's a fighter. It's a great game. You know what I'm saying? It looks really good, kind of like a sci-fi-ish type fighter by Namco. It's really good. You know what I mean? I played it back in the day. Really good graphics. Even back then, it was good graphics on the OG Xbox, but even better on your X. You could probably pick this up for about $10. So check out Breakdown. Now, another great game. Another great game, and also you can get this one fairly cheap. It is Star Wars Jedi Fighters. Star Wars Jedi Fighters. You could probably find that fairly cheap. I found this at my local exchange for $5. It's a really good flying game from the Star Wars flying game. It's really awesome. Beautiful backgrounds and graphics on the ships. You know, the colors are really good in this. LucasArts, man, you know, they always do great games. The Star Wars games usually, for most of the time, they're really good. So you could probably find that for a couple bucks. Now, this game is making a comeback and will be in Game Pass day and date, I believe. And that is, it's going to be the new version. But here, this was also a great game, and you can get this. I think a couple weeks ago, you can download this free on your Xbox One X. If you missed out on it, you have to pay for it now. But it is Psychonauts by Majesco. This is another really great art form and style platformer. Very different, comical, very funny. The characters they did in here are just amazing. You know what I mean? They were thinking outside the box, I believe, when they made this game. You know what I'm saying? The art form is really well done in this game, and Psychonauts is, I think it's a little underrated. You know, kind of flew under people's radar, but it's a great game to check out by Majesco. You know what I mean? And it was just it was different, but it was an awesome game. It was funny. Check it out if you can find it for like, I don't know, $5 or whatever. It's a great game. If you want to collect for it physically. Now, you know you can download these games digitally. Another great game. Oh, man, it was only on Xbox at the time. Would love to see more and brand new games come from this. It is Panzer Dragoon Orta. One of the best games ever made. Now, I own Panzer Dragoon. games on my Sega Saturn. I own 1 and 2. Now I don't own the one that's like $500, which is the RPG, I believe. That's just way too much out of my ball field. That's not like I can get it if I wanted to get it, but I'm not paying that much, man. I seen it for like $400. I'm not paying that. You know what I mean? So another great game to own. You can find this, I would say, for about $10. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful, beautiful graphics. They did an awesome job with this. You know what I mean? The art style was just jaw dropping in Panzer Dragoon Orta. So and you can also unlock 1 and 2, I believe, in this game. You can unlock those games when you play through this game. So check it out. It's worth the money if you can find it for $5-10. No, I found this for $2. That's MX Unleashed. I think this was Games with Gold. It's a pretty fun off-road game. You know what I'm saying? Where you use, monster trucks, quads, and, dirt bikes. You know what I'm saying? But it's a great game to own. You know what I mean? If you could probably find it somewhere for like $1 and then play it on your Xbox One X and see how it looks, it's a beautiful game. You know, you can find these games, pretty much these kind of games, for like $2. You know what I mean? You just shop around. Probably could find it at your local thrift store for at least $1. Flea market, you might find it for cheaper than that. Sometimes those people at flea markets, man, they be selling games for like 50 cents, 75 cents to $1. Depends on what it is. You know what I mean? Now, another one here is Merce Playground of Destruction. This is by LucasArts 2 and Pandemic. Another great game to own. You could find this, I think, fairly cheap. It's not bad at all. You know what I mean? The graphics look pretty good. You know what I mean? It's a fun game to own if you want to collect for the physical version of this. And it is not going to, hurt your pockets. You know what I mean? So check it out, man. Another one we got here, a Star Wars Republic Commando. This is another game that came back and pat. Another great Star Wars game. Looks really, really good. I've played it. It's pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? This is different. I think this is a lot different than like the other games. But it's not a bad game to own if you can find it on the cheap, man, to play on your Xbox One X. Now, this game here was really good. Hunter the Reckoning. They need to bring games like this back, guys, for Xbox. You know what I mean? They really, truly need to bring games like this back for the Xbox, man. They really do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hack and slash and shoot zombies coming at you, man. To me, this is one of the games that started that. You know what I'm saying? Hunter the Reckoning. They really need to bring these games back, man. Be awesome to see. These were so much fun. You know what I mean? And they're still fun today. These are still awesome games to play today. I highly recommend you picking up the Hunter of the Reckoning games, that you can also play on the original OG. And I think there's a couple you can play on the 360 if I'm not wrong about that. But highly recommend Hunter of the Reckoning, man. It was a great game. Now, I found this for $1. Full Spectrum Warriors for $1. You know what I mean? They kind of did okay with the graphics on here. To me, they could have probably did a little bit better. But it's good to add to your OG collection if you're collecting. You know what I mean? Find it for like $1, $2. I mean, pop it in the X and go to playing, man. This is a little bit tactical. You know what I'm saying? It's like based on the U.S. Army. You know what I'm saying? But it's really good game. So check it out. Now this one here I found for $5. And it is Unreal Championship 2, only on the Xbox. They did a great job with the graphics on this. It's an Epics and Midway game. You know what I mean? I think it uses Unreal. But it's an awesome game to play with your friends. Shooter game. Kind of like sci-fi. Shoot, hack and slash. Unreal Championship 2. Not a bad game. This was very popular back in the 2000s, early 2000s. So it's another great game to pick up and own for your OG Xbox collection. Now, this game also looked pretty good, too. Star Wars Battlefront. KOTOR and those games like that, man, some of those games are really expensive. You know what I mean? But this is another great game to own and play via backup pad on your Xbox One X. Beautiful graphics. They just did a great job with the Star Wars games. Highly recommend these games. If you can find them for a good price, you know, pick them up, man. Pick them up and add them to your OG collection. They're great games. Last but not least, Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy by THQ. This game is not bad either. You know what I mean? It's a good platformer. Kind of reminds me of kind of like a Disney type like game. The graphics and the art form is beautiful. They did a great job with this. You know what I mean? In my opinion, this game didn't really get a lot of notoriety back in the day. I mean, some people just didn't like games like this back in the OG Xbox days, but you have to give these games a chance, man. You know what I mean? You have to give them a chance, because if you give them a chance, you might end up liking the game, not listening to a lot what people say about it. You need to try the games for yourself and play them. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. When you want to be a true gamer, you have to sit down and play the games for yourself, and then you be the judge. But this was a great game, in my opinion, for the OG Xbox, and you can find this fairly cheap, $2-3 probably, and play it on your Xbox One X, you know, and get it in 4K. It's a pretty awesome game, guys. Check it out. All right, that's all I got for today, guys. I just want to say thank you for everybody that showed up to our podcast, the Exile Podcast, with the crew, you know, me, Hebot, E-Rock, the Don King of Xbox, Phase 114, Unlimited Productions, and T Reaper. We had a guest on, Fireboss. Check his channel out, man. He does some good stuff. I believe he also is into gaming. I think he's a developer, and he makes games. It was an honor to have him on yesterday and to hear his opinion and views about Xbox and gaming in general. You know what I mean? We like to have on, or try to get on different guests onto the show. You know what I'm saying? And we have giveaways every other week. So come and check us out, guys. It is on Sundays at 8 p.m. The Exile Podcast on E-Rock's channel. The Don King of Xbox, E-Rock. Check us out. You know, we got 1 through 5 right now of episodes that we did. We're coming along and we're doing pretty good. You know what I mean? But we're working on some things to come for the channel. And we're going to, do some more things to improve, our podcast, because we're just starting out. You know what I mean? But we've been doing good so far. We've been getting a lot of good people coming in there. You know what I mean? Coming to the true Xbox podcast. You know what I mean? So check us out. Also, check out 100's new podcast called Xbox Got No Games, Has No Games. I think that's a great name for a podcast with him, with Flip Money. Flip the Script, Flip Money, Chaos, I think Livewire, on there. So check those brothers out on 100's channel. It comes on Saturdays, I believe, at 8. You know what I mean? So check him out and support 100 and, support his channel, man, with his new podcast. I think it's going to do very, very, very well. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that he got his own podcast and he's doing what he's doing. It's great. You know what I'm saying? So check us out, man. All right. And I'll be back with another video soon, but I just want to do a video about that, about the games that I own physically, OG games I own physically that are back and pat for the Xbox One X. All right. So I'll see you guys soon with another video. I got some stuff I'm going to be showing, probably another vintage system. Talking more about gaming, and more pickups will be coming soon. All right. So I'm out, man. Peace and love. Xbox for life, like my wife. Welcome to the X, baby.